3, 2, 1. Welcome to Potter Familias, coming to you from Fairhope, Alabama.
I'm Todd Sylvester.
I'm Stephen Sylvester.
Have you heard the new song by Justin Bieber?
You know, yes. And it's good. But I think I know.
Wow. Okay. I think we have differing opinions.
Yeah, I think it's a little cliche and trite.
I agree with you. But you know what? That doesn't bother me because I just think that there's a void out there. There's a serious deficiency of anyone celebrating marriage.
No. And that's a great thing. But there's a whole generation of people that are who are around Justin's age, who are starting to have this sort of religious reawakening. And that's just a symptom of it, is the fact that Justin is releasing a song about the beauty of marriage. I think it's great. But as a musician, I was just like,
I don't necessarily, it didn't bother me musically.
It didn't bother me. It was just like everyone was like, oh, you have to hear this song. It's amazing. And I was like,
that's what I'm most excited about, is that they are saying that about a song, first of all, simply titled Holy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
It's cool.
And then talking about marriage, like running to the altar like a track star. I love that.
I think it's great. I just am so not into that style of music, so it's difficult for me to be able to engage with it.
Isn't that funny? Because you're the musician and I'm really not anymore. And
yeah.
I like that style.
And a lot of people do.
I could listen to that song. I could put it on.
It's pop.
Repeat.
It's what a lot of people listen to nowadays, and I have tried to get into it. I have tried to sit there and listen to people like Post Malone and Khalid, and I
don't always like them. I'll tell you, if it was more Chance the Rapper, it would probably annoy me.
Yeah.
Because I can only I don't like rap, but hip hop doesn't bother me.
It's not even the rap and hip hop stuff. It's the fact that it is there's a way that people are singing in pop music now that doesn't bother me per se, but it's taking me a little while to get used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it is very different from what I'm used to listening to.
I get it. Fair. I like it.
That's fair.
I like it a lot. Every single day, as I get older, I'm 52 years old, I have deeper ridges or stronger rails when it comes to the routine of my day. So I don't know how much your day is just spontaneous.
Basically none of it.
When did that happen? Did it happen when you first started having kids?
Yeah, I think it was the realization happened after Edith was born, after our first daughter was born. First child, Afton and I, we spent the first 2 weeks just getting used to it. Excuse me. And then the next 2 weeks after that, we spent realizing that our lives were going to have a very structured routine forever.
Right.
At least until our kids move out.
Which,
even then,
so far in our lives, is forever.
Yeah.
I was talking with my cousin the other night, and I was trying to explain to him, I was like, I have to get off the phone. I have to read a story to my son. And he goes, huh? I said, yeah, I still have a 9-year-old still living at home. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's going to be for a long time. But people will sometimes ask, they'll say, well, what is your day like? What are the things that you absolutely have to do each and every day?
You can go first if you want to, because I've got a lot.
Okay. Well, no, we can go back and forth. Go ahead.
So how does your day normally begin then? What's the first routine
Monday
thing that you
through
have to
Friday, and my wife is going to watch or listen to this podcast, and she'll start laughing because she'll be like, very few Mondays are like this, because I go to adoration in the middle of the night from 2 to 3 a.m. And I recently, since the pandemic, since we've been able to go back, and for those of you that are not Catholic and you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can Google this kind of stuff and find out what we're discussing here. But in the middle of the night, I go and pray for an hour. And so it's really, with travel time, it's about 2 hours of time. And we were off for months. And then when we came back, I was, I'm so excited. And I am now having the hardest time getting back to sleep when I get back home. Around 3:15, 3:20 a.m.
And you weren't having an issue with this before?
Not at all. Now, I've never had an issue with falling asleep. Some people are like, oh, man, that must be so hard to go there and stay awake in the chapel, and you're there basically by yourself. And I've never had a problem falling asleep in the chapel. But when I used to come home, bam, I close my eyes, good night. And then at 5 a.m., the alarm goes off. My wife and I go to the gym, and then our day goes like that. But so Mondays is sometimes the alarm will go off and she'll be like, "Are you getting up?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to get up. Please give me one more hour." So Tuesday through Friday, we get up at 5 a.m., we get ready, and we go to the gym, and we work out for about 50 minutes. I mean, it'd be great to have an hour, but if we'd have to get up before 5 to really get in an hour, because then I have to go in for my radio show in the morning. And when we go to work out, we basically have a very similar routine. I know some people are like, "Oh, you have to switch it up. You have to have your arm day and leg day and all this kind of stuff."
Do people that go to the gym talk like that?
Because they're all very strong. So they sound very strong. And I never skip leg day.
Arm day. Neck day is my favorite.
Neck day. I love neck day. But our routine is we start for 25 minutes on the ellipticals just to know that we're still alive.
There you go.
And then we kind of move through some machines that we like. We skip ones that we don't like, and others that we don't know how to use. We skip those because we have no idea what's going on.
I like this philosophy of going to the gym.
Yes. And then after we're done, Mom comes home, and I go and change at my office, and then go over and do the radio show. And then after the radio show, I go, and I would like to say I pray the entire rosary, but they start early. Y'all start early every single morning, because I am there by 8 a.m. and they're already in the first decade. They're starting early. But pray the rosary and then go to Mass.
There you go.
How about you?
Normally, so Afton, I have to qualify this. Afton and I are night owls like crazy, and we have not been able to No, hang on. Stop it. Stop that. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're going to say. You stop. We are night owls. Not by choice, but by disposition. We're not night owls by choice.
Please.
I'm punching you more often than you're punching. We are not night owls by choice, because this is what happens. So both of us have tried. Okay, you want to hear the story about this or not?
Yes.
The way that it works for us since the beginning of our marriage, before we had kids, is we have tried to get in bed by 9:30.
Wow.
We have tried to get in bed.
Pretty early for
We've tried to get in bed by 9:30, and if we get in bed by 9:30, guess what happens?
You stay up and watch.
No, we don't watch anything. We put our phones away, get in bed. Guess what has happened every single time we have consistently tried to do that?
You fall asleep.
No.
You just lie there and you talk.
We lie there and we talk for 2 hours.
2
until
hours?
11:30.
Are you kidding me?
Because our bodies, for whatever reason, will not.
Wait, what time do you wake up in the morning?
Well, so the reason why we originally started trying to go to bed earlier, because we're like, man, we're staying up really late, watching TV and hanging out and doing the things you'd expect.
Right.
So we said, we really do need to start consistently getting up earlier. So we would start getting out of bed at 6:15 every day, and we consistently did that when we lived in Foley. Because we were getting out of bed at 6:15, we were like, we have to go to bed earlier because we're still staying up until 11:30 midnight every day. So we started getting in bed at 9:30. So if you do the math, we're not getting very much sleep. But even when we were getting into bed at 9:30 consistently, we could not fall asleep before 11.
And you really were getting out of bed at 6:15?
Yes. Getting out of bed.
How long did you try this?
6 months.
Oh, really? Wow, okay.
Yeah. So when I say we are night owls, I don't mean we're making choices to be night owls. I mean that is just how we are.
Okay. All right. All I'm saying is I used to be a night owl, and now I'm not. So I don't know why it worked for me. I don't know why it worked for me.
That's great.
Or what shifted in me.
Isn't that nice?
Sometimes it's not, because you really do want to stay up late. I have been rude to people because we'll be sitting there talking and I will fall asleep. I'm sitting there and my eyes are closing.
And maybe at some point that will shift and we'll be able to much more easily do our morning thing. But right now,
do any of your kids get up super early?
No.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, they're all awake by about 7:30, which is around the time that we're going to get them out of bed.
Yeah, it's not like it's upsetting any other routine
No,
in
because
your
I mean,
life.
we don't go into work until 9. If we had to go into work earlier than that, then obviously we would get up.
Yeah.
But because we can sleep in a little bit later, we do. But even on nights when we're like, okay, we need to get up early the next day, like if we're going out of town or something, we'll still get in bed by about 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and we can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
We can't.
Okay. All right.
And it's like phones off, like the kids are asleep, everything's great, lights off, let's snuggle under the covers, and I can't fall asleep.
All right.
So that whole 5-minute segment was just to talk about the fact that my wife and I are night owls, Dad. Okay. But we are night owls. And so we wake up at around 7 o'clock every day.
All right.
And we are out of bed by 7:30 to get our kids out of bed. Which for some people, I'm sure you're just like, oh my gosh, you guys get to sleep in so much. And it's like, okay, all right, fair enough. We get it. We are very privileged. But that's how our day begins, is getting our kids out of bed. We have a whole routine. We've divided the chores to where Afton normally handles all the breakfast-related stuff. Excuse me. And I handle getting kids dressed, getting them to go to the bathroom and brush their teeth, and all the other morning stuff that has to do with them, getting them to the table, handling like three-nager meltdowns, that sort of thing.
What about weekends?
On the weekends, it's basically exactly the same. We get up and do all the same chores because nothing changes. Mm-hmm. The difference is that instead of us going to work, we normally will pack everybody in the car and go run errands or go to the park or do something fun on a normal weekend. But very first thing is getting our kids out of bed.
But the wake time is the same?
Mm-hmm. Almost always.
Yeah, see, we extend ours an hour. We don't get out of bed till about 6.
That must be nice.
It really is. I mean, Friday nights, we're like, this is so awesome.
Yeah, an hour of sleep is nothing to sneeze at when you have kids.
And poor mom, she really just mentally can't nap.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't either. I'm exactly the same as she is.
God bless y'all. Because Sundays, I look forward, at least once a month, I get a good solid nap on a Sunday.
Naps are like the worst thing for me. Now, my wife is an incredible napper. Like, she will take any and all opportunities for afternoon naps, or really any type of...
I love your wife.
Any time of day nap. Yeah. You guys can be friends.
We are.
But I'm just like Mom. I can't do naps.
She just can't mentally. I mean, if she lays down, she knows she's got 50 things she'd like to do.
I can count on one hand the number of times that I have taken a legit nap since Afton and I have gotten married.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what about the course of the day?
So first order of business for me is always coffee, espresso preferably. And thanks for that.
You're welcome.
I've been utterly ruined by y'all owning a coffee shop, because now I'm just used to my day starting with espresso. And then I worked for Starbucks for those 2 summers, so I got even more addicted to caffeine. So I'm hopelessly addicted to caffeine. But I really like the taste of espresso too, so it's like a double whammy. But espresso is the first thing, and then I can function like a human being.
Right. I'm a green tea guy.
Yeah.
And do that during the radio show, and then I'll at least have another one in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll brew it, let it sit, cool, and then I'll ice it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
like
I don't sweeten it. I don't sweeten it at all.
I don't really sweeten my coffee at all either, because Afton and I do that intermittent fasting thing. So I don't get up and eat breakfast with the kids. I get up and have my coffee, and it's normally black. And I've gotten used to it. I just like the taste of it now.
What other things do you have to do in the course of a day? Like, these are things that I just have to do every day.
So I have got a very particular routine when it comes to getting dressed every day. You know that I really like to wear jeans, and I've got a drawer, like a dresser drawer, that's full of just black jeans, and that's what I like to wear. So I normally will set everything out that I'm going to wear for the day, and I'm even more meticulous about it if it's for a gig, like with my hat and everything. But I like to go through and make sure that I'm not ever wearing the same thing twice in a row, and if possible, not at all during the same week. I never used to think about that stuff until I was married, but Afton, she dresses really well. So I feel like I have to do the same.
And I am the absolute opposite of everything that you just said. I have 7 pairs of the exact same pants. When I say the exact same pants, I mean they are the exact same pants. And the only reason why I do kind of cycle through them is so that they wear the same amount.
Yeah.
Like some have certain stains that I know. Oh yeah, I wore these ones last week.
I would do that with certain items, like articles of clothing that fit really well. If I find one thing where I'm like, this is perfect, it looks right, it feels good, then I'll buy like 5 of them.
Right. But I really should be in the military.
I would never wear the same thing twice in a row.
I should be in the military, because if they said, this is your uniform, this is all you can wear every single day, and we're going to bury you in it, I'd be like, cool. I'm cool with that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's just how I roll.
Yeah, so
my closet is funny looking.
I'm pretty meticulous about how I'm going to dress and laying all that stuff out. I like to wear boots, so I get all that stuff together, and that's a pretty significant part of my morning.
Yeah, and I wear work boots, and then I wear them every day that I'm working until they wear out.
Yep.
And then I go and buy the exact same pair again.
There you go.
That's just how I roll. I mean, I remember hearing about Einstein having like 7 of the same suits because you'd wear them every day, so it'd be less brain power.
That's funny.
And someone said, Todd, you're just like him. I'm like, no, I am nothing like him. Yeah. He's really smart. I'm just doing this because as soon as I find a pair of pants that I like, that's it. Like there are restaurants that I go to and I don't need the menu. I'm going to order the exact same thing that I like. And people will say, don't you want to try something new? They have a special. It's something new. I don't.
It's like that's wasted breath.
This one. I like this meal. Or they'll say, try a bite. Try a bite. You may like this more than what you have. I'm like, I don't need a bite. I like the taste that's in my mouth right now.
Right.
That's why I ordered this food. I don't need the novelty.
Okay, so when it comes to food, I actually feel the exact same way. So unless Afton is like, okay, let's go and try something new and spontaneous, which never happens anymore, but let's say that she was like, let's go try something, like a new restaurant opened up. Let's go try it. Then I would be like, oh, cool. Like, let's see what's on the menu. But if we've been to the restaurant more than twice, then I don't need the menu.
Right.
I order the exact same thing
I'm
from
the other
every
way
restaurant.
Around. You're all excited to go, and I'm like, oh, God, where am I going to go? And there's nothing that I know there yet. I haven't had anything yet.
But I'm not intimidated by that. I mean, I like to try new things. Like
I'm not intimidated. I'm frustrated.
Why are you frustrated?
Because I want to know what I'm going to get before I get there.
You are such an old man.
I am. What do your kids call me? Oh, what are
Grandpa.
Grandpa. Hey.
I still am like, and I don't know if this is just my personality or because I'm young-ish or whatever, but I still get a sense of wonder and awe from going to a new place and trying new stuff every now and again.
That's cool.
But if I was given the choice to be able to eat Chick-fil-A, the exact same meal that I always get, which is a number one with a large fries and a large sweet tea, extra sandwich, sweet and spicy sriracha, which is a new thing that recently got added. And I have to have 3 napkins. So all this stuff, if I could just eat that for lunch. By
the way, did you notice in there that you said something extra? Because normally an extra would be like a little side thing. Like I'm going to step up to a large fry.
Sometimes I get 3 sandwiches.
Oh my gosh. See, a sandwich is not supposed to be extra.
Have you seen me?
Yeah. Yeah, I have.
If I could eat that for lunch for the rest of my life every day, I would, and I would never get tired of it.
Okay.
And my wife thinks that I'm crazy.
Fair. What other things do you have to do in the course of the day?
So I really, really need a little bit of decompression time, at least half an hour or so. It doesn't necessarily have to be right when I get home. Normally it's, so if I go to work until 5, then I'll come home, be helping with dinner, have a whole thing to do with the kids for the evening. Either we'll go play or we'll stay home and do something, watch a movie together. And then we have evening chores. And then once all that stuff is done, it's normally about 8:30. And at that point, then I can be like, okay. Like I tell Afton, like, is there anything else you need me to do? Like, can I sit down? And she's like, no, you're good. So I'll sit down. And I just need 30 minutes to just decompress.
Yeah.
So like to catch up on the YouTube channels that I follow or listen to a podcast or just sit there and listen to music or do something to be able to have my mind engaged, but my body can just relax.
Right.
So I have to do that at least for half an hour every day or else I would go crazy.
Yeah. I need the talk time with your mom. Like that is absolutely necessary every day because there was a time when she was down at the beach and I had to stay back and work, and every night I was FaceTiming her and she was like, well, you can just call. And I'm like, well, no, I want to FaceTime you. Like I I need to go through my day. I need to tell you about my day because there's no one else that I could care about telling, but I need to tell Mom. And that's just how it works every single day.
That's beautiful. At least
So,
I would say so.
yeah.
Is there any other part of your day that is really consistent?
Well, I do these things called E-sizes. If you ever look up Pete Goskew, the book is called Pain Free, and he's got these kind of stretches type things. And as I get older, I can always tell if I go 2, maybe 3 days without doing them, then I can start to feel it. So every day I'll lay down on the ground, put my feet up, and do a hip stretch or something like that. That's something that I do every single day.
Yeah.
I also need to read a little bit. I've got to read something just to kind of engage my mind and get some words twirling around in my brain.
So this is a more recent thing for me, but within the past, like maybe a little over a year, ever since all the American Idol stuff started, I've been trying to do at least a little bit of songwriting every day.
Oh, that's cool.
And if not finishing a song every day, then at least coming up with an idea where I'm like, I could turn this into a song later.
Get a line, get a hook.
Because if I do that, then I can do, later on in the week, I can finish 3 songs in a day.
That's awesome.
Which is great because I just fit it in wherever I have time. And that's been really great for my creative brain because I've got hundreds of ideas now and like over 150 completed songs, which is great because I'm trying to get to 1,000. So once I get to 1,000, then I can say, I feel like at that point you can call yourself a songwriter.
Right.
Right.
I floss every day, by the way.
There you go. I need to floss more.
Just want to throw that one out.
It's good to know.
So that's important. And I like my Sonic toothbrush.
Yeah.
That thing is for real.
So here's a question. Whenever you go to a coffee shop, what is the typical thing that you get? If you're a creature of habit in this way, like what's your thing that you get?
See, but that's where sometimes I will go off a little bit. There's one coffee shop locally that has a blended drink called the Pooh Bear, which is a what's the tea, the seasoned tea, the chai tea, and peanut butter and honey.
Oh my gosh!
All blended. It's super delicious.
That sounds amazing.
It's really not a coffee drink. It's more like a milkshake, and it's fantastic.
That sounds really good.
Because now I'm kind of off of coffee. I got off coffee, I guess, a Lent ago or something like that, and I've just never gone back. Only because I know that if I go back, then I'm going to want it every day.
Yeah.
And it's just easier for me to be drinking tea.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I really do, since we've gone vegan, and we'll be talking about that in the next podcast. But since we've gone vegan, or that's in the bonus episode, I don't do dairy. And to do a latte with any of the other kinds of milks, the almond milk or coconut milk. Or
you got to try it. Well, I guess
milk.
Lactose-free milk is still milk, so that wouldn't be vegan.
Right.
Because that's what Afton's been drinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it without the animal proteins.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go. But in the comments, put down in there the types of things that you have to do in the course of a day.
Yeah, because we know everybody's routines get pretty unique and particular to you, and we want to hear what's the thing that you can't live without.
And we want to know if it's something that we should be incorporating in our lives.
Yep, you can definitely let us know. We're open to constructive criticism.
Absolutely. Please subscribe, like, share, and possibly if you'd like to become a patron, the link is down there in the description.
We would be your best friend.
Kinda?
We would.
What if we don't know them?
That's a promise.
Okay. Thanks so much for listening to Potter Familias.
See y'all next time.